From Sylvia Plath. It says on the t-shirt, "Let me live, love, and say it well in good sentences." Everyone knows that I really, really, really admire Sylvia Plath. I love her novel, The Bell Jar, and I love her poetry. She was an extraordinary woman, an extraordinary writer, one of the best. Okay, now, at the time of her death, she was separated from Ted Hughes, who was an even better known, although I would not say better, poet. And he was able to make money from her work, which has rankled a lot of people, because many people do hold him responsible for her death. I believe that is unfair. She was mentally unstable prior to meeting him. She had made a suicide attempt prior to meeting him. At the same time, Ted Hughes, a man of literature, committed a crime against literature. He destroyed Sylvia Plath's last journal, and he has admitted that he destroyed her last journal. He claims that he did it because he didn't want her children to read it. Apparently, it was filled with a lot of painful things, which one would expect from the final journal of somebody who committed suicide. But the fact is, her children knew that she had committed suicide. And while you wouldn't want them to read it while they were children, and perhaps not even when they were adolescents, I think they were entitled, as was the general public who were interested in her life, to read it when they were adults. And certainly those who were interested in literature, interested in Sylvia Plath, were entitled to read it. He did a very, very bad thing when he destroyed that journal. And my own guess, and I'm not the only one who believes this, is that it's more likely that he was trying to protect himself rather than his children. Okay, now, of course, Ted Hughes was, by traditional standards, a very masculine man. By some standards, a very handsome man. He was very well known. He had a lot of sexual opportunities. And, of course, he was promiscuous. I mean, I don't say of course in the sense that it's inevitable that a male with those characteristics will be promiscuous, but it's very common. It's all too common. And, Sylvia Plath, when she found out he was having an affair, there's different accounts. Either he left her for another woman or she threw him out because she found out about his affair. I don't know which way it went. There's dispute about that. And while that may have contributed to her suicide, it's not fair to say that he killed her. Nor is it fair to say that he killed Asia Wevel, his girlfriend, and the mother of his child, who committed a murder-suicide 6 years later. And unlike Sylvia Plath, who ensured that her children would survive her, Asia Wevel murdered her daughter Shura, who was 4 years old. Now, I must say that I have considerably more sympathy for Sylvia Plath than I have for Asia Wevel. Not because Asia Wevel was the other woman in a love triangle, but because Asia Wevel murdered a 4-year-old child. That's a huge difference. And that's where my sympathy stops. Let me live, love, and say it well in good sentences. Who knows what Sylvia Plath might have produced if she hadn't committed suicide when she was only 30 years old. Who knows what poems, what short stories, what novels, what literature she would have created had she lived to a ripe old age. I think it would have been absolutely astonishing. But of course, we'll never know. A huge question mark hangs over her life. It ended much too soon. Much, much too soon.